According to the National Institute of Health, an estimated 2.7 million U.S. children and teens have emotional or behavioral problems that get in the way of learning, making friends, and family relationships.
So what comes to mind when you think of mental health?
Mental health, I think of like mental stability, because like as a senior, we're all going through a whole bunch of problems, and it's like you're usually not in the right mind, so you want to check your mental health.
Have you ever known anyone who has sought mental health services?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who actually go to therapists. So yeah, they for little things, whatever. They usually go to therapy for their problems.
Do you know anyone that utilizes on-campus counseling, or is this outside counseling?
I had a friend who came here last year who usually visited the counselor often. Like she would see her about once or twice a month.
Do you believe that counselors or therapists are people that give suggestions like your family can give?
No, because like your family thinks they know you, as to where you guys don't think you know us, so you just give us from an outsider's point of view. So.
Do you believe that only people who are labeled abnormal or crazy go to see psychologists?
No, because like everyone's a little crazy. So really, we all just need someone to talk to, so I don't think that at all.
And what do you think that mental health services are expensive?
Actually, I would assume they were. I don't know. I would just like off the top.
What comes to mind when you think of mental health?
I think of the mental stability to make rational decisions about everything in life.
Have you ever known anyone who has sought mental health services?
Yes, no more than I'd like to say of my friends who actually went to either clinics or therapists or school counselors.
Has anyone ever that you know used the counseling center on campus?
Yes.
Do you think that counselors or therapists can give suggestions like your family can give?
No, because your family, they kind of already, they really don't want to listen to what you have to say, especially if it has something to do with your family. So it's best to get like a spectator's opinion or like an unbiased opinion when you come for help for problems.
Do you think that only people who are labeled abnormal or crazy go to see psychologists?
No.
And do you think that mental health services are expensive?
No. Well, it depends where you go.
What comes to mind when you think of mental health?
Mental health, I think about being in good spirit, mentally well, making the right decisions.
Have you ever known anyone who has sought mental health services?
No.
Do you think that counselors or therapists can give people suggestions that their family can give them?
Yes, of course. There are alternatives.
And do you think that only people who are labeled abnormal or crazy go to see psychologists?
Of course not, no.
And do you think that mental health services are expensive?
I don't think so.
Psychiatrists, psychologists, and therapists have been specially trained to spot patterns in human thinking, behavior, and emotions. These mental health providers use their education and experience to help people better understand and cope with their life situations. The fact is, many people of all ages, races, ethnicities, and backgrounds meet with psychiatrists, psychologists, and therapists to help them deal with stressful life situations or to get additional support. Free and low-cost mental health and alcohol or drug treatment are available. Every county or region has behavioral health services for people who do not have health insurance and for people with limited income. Peer counseling services and support groups are often free. They are free here at King Drew.
Hi, I'm Lisa Moon. I'm a psychiatric social worker for King Drew Magnet High School. Welcome to my office here in the Counseling Center of King Drew Magnet High School. So one of the things that we want to be able to accomplish by being in the schools is to reduce some of the stigma associated with seeking mental health services. And that may, the stigma exists because of perceptions about asking for help that are maybe from the family or from just our culture in general. And we want to be able to make the services accessible to the students and for them not to have any shame. Part of that is why we're trying to promote our services to hopefully destigmatize some of that shame associated with receiving mental health services. Just because someone is receiving help doesn't mean they're weak or quote-unquote crazy. And that's one of the things that we feel that we really want to convey when we have students come and ask for help.
Well, hello, I'm Steve Siegel. I'm a teacher at King Drew Magnet High School, and this is my 27th year teaching here. And I just wanted to let all the students know that there's many more outreach in trying to gain health in not only physical but mental health in our community, not only at King Drew, but because of our affiliation with Charles Drew University, as well as MILCMAC, the Martin Luther King Multi-Service Ambulatory Care Unit, our care center. Students have access to all sorts of counseling programs, from group counseling to individual counseling. And I think that our students need to know that if they do need help, there are places for them to go to that can really help them get clarity as to their own life and what they're going through. I know that in my own life, I've had at times need to get counseling, and I've been very appreciative of the counselors that I've been able to speak to and gain some, again, understanding of what I'm going through and how to best go forward. I would like all the students to know that sometimes the change isn't necessarily life, but it's the change that the change is how you observe it and how you see it and how you see yourself. And I think that will be really important in the future.